My sister Emma and I sat with pens on paper and tissues in hand, reminiscing on our good old grandpop. The first thing we found ourselves asking was, what in this wonderful life did grandpop do? The tissues in hand quickly became the blotters of tears of laughter as memories unfolded. Grandpop was an agricultural farmer of all things handsome and lovely. He probably spent more money on slug killer than he saved by not just buying the run of beans from Sainsbury's in the first place, but we always had crops to be proud of. There was even enough left for the horses next door, which introduced Emma to her successful career in racehorse training. Good old Grandpop was the early adopter of the teenage marketing management, when he convinced a curious Emma and I that his surplus grape juice was in fact grown-up booze. We spent our entire school years explaining to our friends how cool we were that we drank alcohol, only to find out that in fact I probably had my first taste when I was 21. Oh, how he chuckled. Grandpop was an education master extraordinaire. Without his educational methods of babysitting, Big Bird from Sesame Street would never have taught us our ABCs, a pastime we enjoyed enormously. This introduced me to the fun of learning, which lays behind the philosophy of my international education company. Although Grandma was the chef, nobody could make peanut butter like Grandpop. I'm telling you now, there'd certainly be no racehorses or educated miners if we hadn't been given this key to sustenance. A physical instructor was Grandpop, leading Emma, Stephen, Grandma and I on our regular Saturday adventures across the landscapes of Woodbury Common. But he didn't stop with us, oh no. Every Sunday, Grandpop morphed into the up-to-beddy-buys machine, hoisting both of us at the same time onto his back and stomping us up the stairs on our favouriteest ride ever. As we grew older and boys grew fonder, Grandpop sufficiently filled the backup dad role of boyfriend approval consultant. We learnt very quickly that Grandpop's disapproval code involved getting said boyfriend's name wrong, on purpose, or using any sentence that involved the word twit. Truly economic and the bargain hunter of the century, you could be sure that Grandad would never get seen off. I'll never forget Grandad offering a tired mum and dad to babysit us one day, under the premise that he had something fun for us to do. I still don't know whether to be more confused by how he managed to find himself with 2,000 scratch cards, or how he could define spending a whole day scratching them with pennies as fun to two 9-year-olds. Along came our brother Stephen, and oh how words cannot describe his pride when his mini-me arrived, the new man of the house and the bloodline of his name, and someone he could finally play jokes on without the level of offence taken by hormonal teenage girls. The whole extended family sat around the dinner table one Christmas day, when a young Stephen demanded that Grandpop pass him the roasted spuds. "What's them on the end of your arms?" Grandpop piped. Stephen looked down at his arms for a brief second, and then replied in utter confusion, "Armpits." I've never seen a truer Collins match of men. Not everyone can be everything to everyone, but our Grandad was everything to us. A humble man from whom we learnt the lessons of hard work and perseverance, from whom we learnt about love, family values, and the importance of taking care of one another regardless of circumstance. We'll take these with us forever. There is treasure no greater, no magic more magical than the moments Grandad would scoop Grandma up into his arms, give her the wettest, most loving smooch known to man, and tell her, "I love you, Winnie." I asked Grandad at their 70th wedding anniversary, what makes the perfect life? He grinned full beam at Grandma with contentment I'd never seen in my life. He squeezed her tight and simply said, "Bloody lovely!" And that, my friends and family, is what our Grandpop was. We love you, Grandpop. From Sarah, Emma and Stephen.